talk about this thing that we keep hearing everywhere in social media and in conversation and in the therapy office, in the coaching office, and it's self-care. You probably have been bombarded with it. I don't know. We get emails on it. We have conversations about it. But what is it? What does that mean? Like, aren't we taking care of ourselves if we're taking showers and we're washing our hair and, we're going to the salon to get our hair cut or colored, whatever we do, our nails, we're getting our nails done. We're getting a massage once a month. All of these things are self-care, right? So why are people telling us we need self-care? Why do people keep drilling down on self-care? The reason is there's a deeper self-care that most of us don't know about that does a hell of a lot more than the basic self-care that we all do, or most of us do, I should say. So if you think about, there was a little story I was told when I was a little girl, and it talked about the man who built his house on a rock, or you could build your house on the sand. Those were the two different analogies. And then the story went that when the storms came out and rose up, the man who built his house on the rock, his house was fine. It was doing great. It was standing there after the storm. And the man or woman who built their house on the sand and the storm came, you can imagine the house just went down into the sand, or it was crooked, or, whatever. But after the storm, the house that was built on the sand was not okay. Keep that in mind. So basic self-care is like building your house on the sand. It's shifty. The water can come. You've had your beach chair on the beach before, and you leave to go to lunch and you come back and your beach chair is like this deep under the sand because the water keeps rushing up on it, and it wears away at your chair, and your chair keeps sinking into the sand. Okay, so when you're taking care of yourself, you're exercising, you're going to the salon, you're taking care of your nails, your hair, you're getting a massage, you're doing all these things, okay? And someone criticizes you, or you get a bad review at work, or you have a negative thought that says, who do you think you are? Maybe imposter syndrome. Who do you think you are? You can't do this. You're thinking way too highly of yourself. Or someone tells us off, or a best friend, says something out of left field, and it's like, whoa, when we're just doing the basic self-care, those kinds of things can still get in, and they can hurt us, and it's okay to be hurt. I mean, we all get hurt, right? But I mean, it hurts in a way that, like, we get criticism and we're like, oh my God, like, they're right. What they said was completely true, and I am this, and why do I even try? What's the point? Do you see how spirally that was? It's kind of like a house built on sand. Sand being the basic self-care. When you do the deeper self-care, now deeper self-care is spending time working on your interior life as opposed to your exterior life. Your interior life involves your self-talk. I remember when I first, one of my therapists said, you need to be aware of your self-talk. And I said, I don't talk to myself. Yeah, you do. And when I started, writing down what I heard after she said that, I was shocked and amazed at the way I did talk to myself. And it was pretty brutal. So self-talk, taking care of our heart, like, we have feelings, but if we keep them down and we don't feel them, and we just kind of, eat or drink or shop or whatever, when we feel bad, we repress our feelings. And when we repress our feelings, they don't just go away. They're in there stirring up issues, okay? So when you find yourself, angry outbursts, or somebody's like, dude, we don't need a 10. This required like a reaction of a 2, not a 10. When you find yourself crying at commercials, like intensely crying, like at a movie or something, like you know inside yourself, like, this is more than this movie that I'm crying about. Like, this is intense. Okay, this is your interior life and it needs to be cared for. And you need to learn how to care for it. That can be through a coach, a therapist, or on your own self-help book that talks about it. I don't know, courses, there are online courses about it. But that's an important thing to learn. I think it's more important, like as far as like, okay, you think of the exterior world, our exterior world. We might spend, 30 minutes to an hour a day exercising this body. Important? Yes. We might spend a couple hours at the salon getting our nails or hair done. Important? Yeah. Good stuff. But how many hours a day do we spend on our interior life? The life that no one may see, we might not let them see it, but we're dealing with it 24/7. 24/7. Like, that's pretty important. Okay? So I just wanted to show you the difference. And when you do your interior self-care, the deeper work of self-care, doing your work, right? We all have to do it. That's like building your house on the rock. So when the storms come and people criticize you, or people tell you you're not who you think you are, or you need to be this, or you need to be that, you'll know on the inside. You'll feel secure. You will know. And criticism won't bother you so much, because you know what? First, you'll consider the source. And if it is coming from a loving source, if it's feedback, constructive criticism, you're secure enough to look at it and maybe even own your part. You'll be secure enough to own it. You'll be secure enough to hear it, and it won't shatter your world. That's how important the deeper work of self-care is. Take care.